Yo, 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 what's up, my dogs? Chillin'? Clapping some cheeks? Getting your cheeks clapped? Well, put a pause to whatever you're doing and watch the video until the end. Thank you.
We last left off when Chapter 3 finished with Gohan asking Universe 11's warriors to grant him a place to stay. Now we continue off to Chapter 4 of Dragonball Kakumei, The Noble Legacy. Why does Caulifla look high?
She's smoking that good stuff. Let me get that plug ya.
As soon as Caulifla sees Vegeta on her planet, she goes bonkers. Kaba follows closely behind her and asks who's there. She glares at Vegeta while pointing at him and telling Kaba that his idol is standing right in front of her and that he had smashed up her buddies. Kaba replies with, "What idol?" and does not realize she's talking about Vegeta. Vegeta calmly tells her to calm down and to bring him to their king. Caulifla didn't like Vegeta's attitude one bit, especially when he tried to order her around. She goes ballistic, screaming at Vegeta. "What's wrong with you? You've just beaten up my buddies and now you're giving orders?" As Kaba tries to hold her back from an instant knockout from Vegeta. Vegeta is taken aback by the way Caulifla is acting and compares her to a wild doggy. As the two other Saiyans are acting out, Vegeta asks Kale to take him to their king. Mia Khalifa tells Kaba to let her go as she's apparently calmed down. However, Vegeta does tell his beloved pupil to not let her go. As soon as Kaba lets her go, Caulifla pounces at Vegeta, ready to punch him straight in the face.
Respect to her fighting for her fallen homies, even though they're still alive.
In an instant, Vegeta transforms and kicks Caulifla right in the face.
Ouch. I know how that feels.
Kale about to go all berserk on Vegeta if he keeps treating Caulifla like this. With just that one kick, Vegeta knocks Caulifla out cold. Bro showed his dominance right here as their prince. As Kaba picks up Caulifla, Kale tries her best to restrain herself from killing Vegeta. Vegeta tells them to hurry up and to not make him repeat himself. The scene shifts to a different planet called Planet Pillar, where Hit is on one of his assassination quests. All this time, while Hit was venturing the planet alone, Frost had been tailing for some unknown reason. As Hit sees his target in front of him, Frost watches closely on how Hit executes his techniques. However, he does have problems keeping up his focus since Planet Pillar's temperature is too hot to handle. As Hit is about to unleash his attack, he teleports right into Frost's blind spot asking, "Do you have any other brilliant ideas for tailing a man born to hunt?" And also asks, "Who hired you?" Meaning Hit had thought someone put a bounty on him. Frost immediately gives up as Hit has him cornered and reveals that Naodity had actually hired him and that he only works for himself. So why would Frost be tailing Hit in the first place? With a menacing expression, Frost reveals he wants revenge. My best guess is he wants to kill Vegeta for beating him up during the Tournament of Power, or to gain enough strength to best Frieza after he got absolutely trolled by his own counterpart, thinking they had joined sides. Well, that's the evil Emperor of the Universe for you, his own fault for trusting someone as Frieza. We are taken back to planet Sadala when Vegeta and the others arrive to the King's palace. However, Vegeta doesn't see the palace anywhere. Kaba tells him to look down. King Sadala's palace was a beautiful underground monument. Something this architectural would require immense focus and precision.
Big up to the Home Depot construction workers for this one.
As Vegeta sees the immaculate sight in front of him, he can't help but to smile. Kaba then calls for one of the soldiers to give them a ride to the king's quarters. While riding, the soldier asks Vegeta where he is from, for he has never seen his face before. Vegeta tells him that he's from another universe, and the soldier just laughs, thinking it's a joke. But after seeing Vegeta's facial expression, he realized he overstepped and shuts his mouth. Soon after, Caulifla wakes up from her slumber, and Vegeta's face being the first thing she sees, she goes crazy again, saying, "You crazy bastard, you kidnapped me. If you think you're gonna get away with this, think again." The ship tumbles as Caulifla goes out of control inside. Later, within the palace, we are shown the king walking down a hallway with his attendants as one. His workers tells him that a strange individual claiming to have come from another universe requesting an audience with you. The king shockingly accepts the audience and goes to meet Vegeta. He enters the room where Vegeta and the others were waiting for him. The king looks majestic. Bros dripped out from head to toe. As the Saiyan royalties make eye contact, the room's pressure intensifies, not knowing what is about to go down. King Sadala, surprisingly, is well-mannered and introduces himself as well as asking his uninvited guest's name. He asks Vegeta about his travels and his story, as well as what business does he have here. However, it does seem like Vegeta isn't as well-mannered as His Majesty and brushes off his question very rudely. Before Vegeta could say anything, he is cut off by the king with a serious expression on his face. Vegeta understands that he overstepped and asks the king for his life story first. He goes into deep detail about Universe 6's Saiyan history and how the Saiyans ruled through submission and violence, basically the same way as King Vegeta did in Universe 7. He explains he was also a part of the warriors driven by the thirst for battle. For a long time, the Saiyans were closed-minded about the idea of having relations with other species. However, the earlier king had revoked this law, and thanks to it, they were able to stand up to strong opponents and coming out victorious. Through unparalleled loyalty, Sadala rose through the ranks to become the current king's right-hand man. I was used to seeing blood, corpses, and my fellow soldiers die in front of me, and there was one enemy who was responsible for most of them. He called himself Gurkhan the Bloody. He hated the king more than his own demons. Night and day, Sadala hunted him down, driven by his hatred. However, the moment he found Gurkhan and killed by striking his fist through his body. It didn't fill the void in his mind he was attempting to fill. When he removed his hand, there was nothing but emptiness inside his enemy's body, as well as his own mind. The shape of his wound is what inspired the current Sadala's palace. As the king finishes up with his story, he starts to suspect on why Vegeta is here and intends to decline him. However, after listening to his story, he's cut off by Vegeta. He calls the king a coward, being afraid of death. Everyone is shocked hearing Vegeta insult the king. Even the king had never heard someone talk to him this way, as Vegeta smiles ignorantly. Vegeta starts to remember his past self and on how he's changed as he falls down on one knee. Something never ever seen in the show. Vegeta kneels before the king of Sadala. As Vegeta addresses the king with respect, he says,
"I implore you, whatever we do, thousands will die. It's up to us to act so that it's not our own. A king who doesn't keep his promises is a usurper."
Before the climax of Vegeta's and King Sadala's interaction is revealed, we are brought to Frost continuously tailing Hit in a planet called Planet Nibur. Frost desperately tries to ask Hit to teach him an assassination technique to exact his revenge. However, Hit doesn't care for Frost, neither his quest for vengeance, as he declines. Frost tries to play mind games as he tries to use Talk no Jutsu on Hit. However, the jutsu's original owner, Naruto Uzumaki, is the only one who can use the jutsu's capabilities to its fullest, and ultimately Hit still does not care, even after Frost's continuous efforts. Furthermore, as Jocko and the others ride along to Universe 6, they apparently still have 2 more days of traveling. Bulma laughs as she thought Jocko was joking, and Jocko says that he's for real, for real. Bulma goes bonkers and hopes he at least remembered to pack some supplies. Jocko says he already ate the last chocolate bar he packed along and is all out. Chilai follows Bulma's craziness too. Then Mr. Caveman Broly himself offers to share his food, which were spider's legs he had hunted before leaving. Everyone just looks in disgust as they realize they would have to stoop down to such solutions to survive the trip. And we are back to the main story. The king's guard asks, should they act upon Vegeta's insolence? However, the king stops his guards and says, if someone had to act, it will not be you, and tells Vegeta to continue with his story. Vegeta gives the king a reality check that even though he detests war, war will still take place, even though he likes it or not. And Vegeta lays down some serious questions, such as, what will you do when the enemy enters your land? Welcome them with a white flag. Or will you stand up and fight against the invaders? Vegeta stands up. He tries to persuade the king by saying, "I can't guarantee that nobody will die."
Well, that's not a very convincing way of getting someone allied with you, is it now, you dumbass?
"But I swear to make each and every one of you, my people worthy of the name." Vegeta smiles as he says he'll do his best and looks back at the trio of young Saiyans, stating that he's already seen the potential of Universe 6 Saiyans. Chalafla blushes as she hears Vegeta talk nicely about her. It appears the king didn't have the same reaction as the others, since he looks like he's about to explode. Even Kaba looks like he's paralyzed. The father of all Saiyans looks cold as duck. Bro looks like Zeus. As he continues to express his fury, his energy shakes the whole underground palace. Vegeta is standing on business, though. He just stands there, unfazed. The Giga Chad, known as the King, stops as he tells his robotic soldiers to gather up the whole of Salada's special forces, meaning he had accepted Vegeta's offer. Vegeta expresses his gratitude and tells the king he won't regret his decision. As the king's robotic guards gathered up Sadala's forces, Chapter 4 comes to an end, and I will see you next time on Dragon Ball Z. Whoops, I mean Kakumei.
And that's that for Chapter 4 of Dragon Ball Kakumei. At least Vegeta is taking charge while I'm gone. You go, buddy. Don't know how much he can do with that many fodders to begin with, but I hope all of them survive until I come back. And with that, I will see you next time. Remember to subscribe. Goodbye.